Hello, this is Sean Sinnott. This video is designed to show you how to gain access to the data that we have collected for you and show you the basics of navigating this viewer. Number one, open the shared Dropbox folder that we have sent you. And then the first thing is that you want to open the exe file that's in that folder on your computer so that you can view the project. I believe you can share this exe and that project with other people also, probably through your Dropbox, but let's get you opening it and viewing it first. Second thing is to bring once you have the exe loaded, that'll take a few minutes, you go through the process. You're going to bring in the LGS file and load it onto your desktop and then open it. From there, what you're going to do is I'm going to show you a couple basic tools for navigating the project. So to start off with, I'm going to bring in a LGS file here. So this is what it's going to look like when you first open it up. And there's a couple tools along here. There's a measuring device. There's a clipping box or that allows you to turn off portions of the point cloud. First thing we want to do is we want to come up to this little earth here, or this little guy, and click on that, and that's going to put the sitemap down here in the bottom right hand corner. And so now what this represents is this is what's called the point cloud. So this project here is a warehouse, and pretty good sized warehouse. I'm not sure what the square footage is, but it has all the surrounding areas. We haven't gone in and cleaned this up. Typically what we'll do is we will remove a lot of this data back here, but this customer, this is just a sample project, and so we wanted to just show them the whole point cloud. But we can go back in and clean up all this unneeded data and just have the structure that they needed information from. So anyway, if you left mouse click on this, then wherever you click on, zoom in, and wherever you click, that point becomes the rotation point for the entire point cloud. And so let's go around and take a look at a few things here. You can see these red dots. What those are the scan locations where the scanner grabbed the information from that. We didn't do a whole lot around the perimeter because the most important thing for this project was the interior. That was the most important thing for this. So if we were to go in, this is one of the things that you can do, is go and just click on one of those locations. I'm going to left mouse and double click on that, and what it's going to do is it's going to bring you into the photo. So what happens is the scanner takes a 360-degree dome photograph, kind of like Google Earth, from the location where it grabs all of its points. So behind this photograph are the points that you saw when we first brought you in, and you can actually take measurements from any place in here too, right onto the photograph. So take this measuring device right here, click on that, go to measuring, and you'll see that the circle will rotate to the surface that it's being placed on. So we're on the underside. Let's get the underside of that beam. So we're on the underside of that beam, and then we get down to the top of the concrete right there, and that's going to give us that dimension, 18.655 feet. And it also gives you an XY distance, so 0.8 out of plumb is what we are there. To turn that off, just hit the trash bin, and then that takes you back to the measuring. And I want to turn, so to move around again, to go and take a look inside the space, just click on that. I'm sorry, click on the check mark, and then that turns off the measuring device, and now you can go back and look around. So I'm going to jump back out here. Let's go back up to here and go back to there. I'm going to zoom out. So those are all the points that were generated from this scan once again. And so this is a really good tool here for, you can see this, this is a clipping box. So we're going to click on that, manually create. So what it does is it's creating a clipping box that is around the entire point cloud. So if we were to bring this in, as a clean one, it would just generate this clipping box around the area that's there. Each area that's highlighted, it's only going to highlight the area that's visible from your cursor. But if you wanted to get one of these back guys here, you just hold down the shift key and then it highlights that guy, and you can bring that forward, and it's not deleting those points, it's just getting those out of your way. So bring that guy in like that. We can bring this down. So what's going to happen here is this is a great way for us to, I'm going to do the same thing with the floor. So holding down the shift key, this guy turns red, and you can see that I'm coming up through the building. This is the exterior parking lot here. That's about ground level for the inside of the building. So I'm just going to bring this guy up right about to there, and then bring this down, and you'll see that so you can see that it's starting to go through the trees and then the power lines, and then you'll see it'll penetrate the roof. So now we're in the roof there. I'm going to bring this guy over, so we're getting the street, and get over here into the parking lot. So now we can go and we can turn this guy off, but we can bring that guy back in also. But now you can see we can look into the point cloud, and we can generate floor plans from this. We can also do this vertically. So let's go back here, and I'm going to bring this guy in, bring this one up, so we can do vertical slices through the structure too. So I'm holding down the shift key, and that's bringing that back one in. So I'm going to bring this all the way up. And if this wasn't square to the building, so I can bring this right to the outside of the building. You see how we're not perfectly square? What I'll do is I'll bring that part way through, and I hold down the I'm hitting the Alt key, and what that does is that enables me to rotate the bounding box. So now I'm more square with the building, and you can check. I can go in. Yeah, I'm still off a little bit. So push down the Alt key. It's highlighting that corner, and then I can bring this guy. I can rotate that. So I'm pretty close. And so now I'm into the structure. Hold down the shift key. It'll bring this back guy in. So now I'm inside just this portion of the building, and uncheck that. It turns everything else off with the exception of that. And once again, wherever I left mouse click, you can spin around from that. That's my pivot point. And this gives you, once again, you have the ability to take measurements from any one of those points with this guy up here. And we can go back and we can turn this guy off. So turn that, manually create. We can turn that off. I just hit the garbage can, and it turns that whole point cloud off, or the whole bounding box off. So we're back into the complete full point cloud. So once again, if you want to go take a look at any of those areas, just click on the red dot. That's where the scanner location was for that area where it was grouped for the gathering data. And yeah, there's a bunch of different ways you can get information. That's just a quick snapshot. Play with it and see what you think.